Hello students, how are you? I hope you are good. So today's topic is verbs and non-finitive forms. So there are finitive and non-finitive verbs. Look at the following sentences. She comes here today. She plans to come here today. In sentence A, the verb comes has she for its subject, and the verb comes is limited by third person as well as the singular number of the subject. We therefore call such verbs finite verbs. All verbs in the indicative, imperative and subjective moods are finite because they are limited by the person and number of their subject. In sentence B, the words plans agrees with the subject, and to come the action denoted by the verb plans. To come is not limited by person and number. Such verbs are called non-finitive verbs. So there are kinds of non-finitives. There are three groups of non-finitives. First में the infinitives, to feed, to select, to write. So present infinitive बोलेंगे इसको बच्चे. To have fed, to have selected and to have written के अंदर present infinitive. अगले नेक्स्ट जो है हमारा द पार्टिसिपल के रूप में सेलेक्टिंग, फेडिंग, राइटिंग. ये किसके अंदर है? प्रेजेंट पार्टिसिपल में. सेलेक्टेड, फेडेड, रिटर्न ये है पास्ट पार्टिसिपल के रूप में. थर्ड है हमारा द जीरेंड. जीरेंड के अंदर फेडिंग, सेलेक्टिंग, राइटिंग आईएनजी लगाकर वर्ब की फर्स्ट फॉर्म के साथ देन हम जीरेंड बनाते हैं. द इन्फिनेटिव्स के अंदर द इन्फिनेटिव क्या होते हैं बच्चे? द इन्फिनेटिव में समटाइम्स बी यूज्ड एज द सब्जेक्ट ऑफ अ फिनिटिव वर्ब, बट द कंस्ट्रक्शन विद द प्रिपेरेटरी इट इज ऑफन प्रेफर्ड. टू वेस्ट योर मनी इज फुलिश. इट इज फुलिश टू वेस्ट योर मनी. टू फाइंड फॉल्ट इज इजी. इट इज इजी टू फाइंड फॉल्ट. टू स्टील इज रॉन्ग. इट इज रॉन्ग टू स्टील. To eat too much is harmful. It is harmful to eat too much. To talk like that is rude. It is rude to talk like that. Look at the following sentences. To err is human. To forget divine. Here, to err and to forgive are infinitives. An infinitive is verb that is not limited by person, number and tense. It is the base form of the verb and usually has to before it. For examples, to tell, to live, to make, to call, to read, to choose, to recite, to test, to complete, to travel, to laugh, to note, to behave, to see, to criticize, to be, etc. So अब पढ़ते हैं next is infinitive के use. So uses of infinitives. As the subject of the verb or as the object of a transitive verb, as the complement of a verb, as the object of a preposition, as the objective complement के रूप में. तो हम subject को पहले देखते हैं. To admit one's fault is not easy. फिर object के रूप में देखते हैं इसको. I want to eat. Complement में verb में the custom is to greet guests with folded hands. और preposition के अंदर they are about to start their journey and complement के अंदर he made her work. So bare infinitive. There are many verbs that take an infinitive with to. They are called full infinitives. Some other verbs do not take to. They are called as bare infinitives. So compare देखते हैं sentence के अंदर. Compare these sentences. Verb plus infinitives with to. So full infinitive for example के लिए he wants to consider the decision. Next is verb plus infinitives without to. So bare infinitive for example देखते हैं बच्चे. He heard someone slam the door. Verb plus infinitives with to के साथ और verb infinitives plus to के साथ, है ना. तो अब इसको देखते हैं एग्जाम्पल्स के साथ. तो जैसे require, try, want, take, permit, intend, wish, hope, ask, expect, decide, like, go, pursued, forget, etc. और अब verbs और infinitives with to के साथ देखते हैं. have, feel, notice, hear, watch, see, make, let, observe, overhear, help, etc. The modal verbs can, may, must, could, would, shall, etc. do not take to, but ought takes to. सिर्फ ought के साथ ही to आता है बच्चे, और किसी modal verbs के साथ to exist नहीं करता. For examples, he can paint well. You ought to look after yourself. The usage देख लेते हैं. Had better, had rather, rather than, would rather, sooner than, do not take to. I would rather practice than purge. You had better go before it gets dark. The participle. So participle सीखते हैं. The following are examples of participles. First is hearing the noise, the child woke up. The child, thinking all was safe, tried to cross the road. We met a girl carrying a pot of milk on her head. All these examples of present participles which end in ing and represent an action as going on, incomplete or imperfect. The following are examples of past participle. Driven by hunger, the beggar stole a loaf of bread. We saw some trees laden with fruit. Deceived by his best friends, he lost all hope. Besides these two forms of participles, we have what is called a perfect participle that represent an action as completed at some time in the past. Having done our homework, we went out to play in the park. Having lost our way, we sat down to rest. We can use participles also joined to sentences. So देखते हैं first से, as in the case of infinitives, we can take the more important sentences as the main clause and convert the verb in other sentence into a participle. First देखते हैं example बच्चे. Rahul was in Germany for 2 years. He worked as an interpreter. Rahul was in Germany for 2 years working as an interpreter. Neha was in the hotel. She was having her dinner. Neha was in the hotel having the dinner. John is a foreigner. He doesn't have many friends to visit. Being a foreigner, John doesn't have many friends to visit. Second categorize देखते हैं. If two things happen at the same time, we use ing. Present participle को use करेंगे for one of the verbs के लिए. So देखते हैं example. I felt tired, so I went to bed early. Feeling tired, I went to bed early. Peter saw a snake. He began to shout. Seeing a snake, Peter began to shout. Third is, when one action is done before another action, we use having. Perfect participle के लिए for the first action. Let's look. We finished our lunch. We resumed our discussion. Having finished our lunch, we resumed our discussion. We bought the tickets. We went into the theatre. Having bought the tickets, we went into the theatre. Next है gerund. So हम पढ़ने वाले हैं the gerund. Gerund क्या होते हैं? Gerund is a verb that ends in ing and is used as a verbal noun. Gerund have the functions of both nouns and verbs. It may be the subject, the complement or the object of a sentence or the object of a preposition. For example, swimming is a good exercise. So swimming क्या है यहाँ पर? Noun and subject of the sentence. The new swimming pool is conveniently located. Swimming pool noun है, subject of the sentence qualified by the adjective new को. Children love swimming pool. So pool object and verb हमारी क्या है? Love. Their idea of fun is swimming in the pool. Swimming complement of the verb is. She is fond of swimming pool. Swimming object of a preposition of. So uses of gerunds को पढ़ते हैं बच्चे. Uses of gerund के अंदर a gerund being a verbal noun is used in the following ways. As a subject of a verb, जैसे smoking is bad for health and cheating should be discouraged. As a object of the verb देखते हैं, all the boys started shouting. She likes swimming. As the object of a preposition as, he was prevented from visiting the sport. As the complement of a verb के base पर, my favorite pastime is bird watching. What I dislike most is cheating. Like a verb, it may take an object, as we are fond of singing songs. She believe in talking trash. After some verbal phrases, for example, keep on, leave off, give up, put up, burst out, etc., they burst out laughing, give up smoking. Gerunds are also used as simple nouns, as meeting are usually as noisy, parting are always painful. Extra facts. A gerund is a verbal form ending in ing when used as a noun in all singular cases. The infinitive is also known as the two verbs when it is used without it, called a bare infinitive. तो आपने देखा यहाँ पर gerunds को, फिनिटिव, नॉन फिनिटिव को, ठीक है, और विद एग्जाम्पल भी समझाया बच्चे. तो प्रैक्टिस करना बहुत ज़रूरी होता है. विदाउट प्रैक्टिस यू कांट अचीव, है ना. जिस चीज़ को चाहते हो सीखना, इसका मतलब आपको प्रैक्टिस करते रहने पड़ेगी. सो कीप प्रैक्टिसिंग. थैंक यू स्टूडेंट्स, थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग.